And what's your name?
Amy.
Amy. Okay, Amy. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to go through and kind of talk about what brings you in here today, and we're just going to talk, and I want you to feel like you can share and express anything. It's a safe zone. And so if there's at any point where you're not comfortable, just letting you know, let's just, kind of have open communication, and this will be, it will be great for you. So, what brings you in today?
Well, I guess I'm just really stressed out with my kids, or my kid. She's always bothering me while I'm trying to cook dinner or trying to do housework.
Is this something that has been recent?
Well, she's been irritating for like at least 2 or 3 years, I would say.
Yeah, well, kids can be irritating, so that is really tough.
Yeah.
At what times is your kid doing this? And what's your kid's name?
My daughter's name is Beth.
Beth, okay. And how old is Beth?
Beth is 7 years old.
7 years old. And what kind of relationship do you and Beth have?
I love her, and she's my daughter, and I think she's great, but whenever I try to do something else, like try to cook or clean the house or anything like that, she's just like in my business and bugging me and messing with me. And
yeah. Well, what are some other things that she could be doing during that time?
I guess maybe she could go, usually I tell her to go watch TV, but I guess maybe she could go play outside or play with her toys or do some of her homework maybe.
Yeah. Well, what is your home life? Home life like,
Well, I'm a single mom, so it's really chaotic, and
yeah.
I don't have a lot of time to clean because, I just work all the time, and then I come home and I have to take care of my daughter, Beth, and, I'm trying to cook for her and clean, and then she's trying to just, like, mess things up and, bother me while I try to cook, and, I love her, but it's really irritating, and I get really tired.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough to be an only mom, so, that is something that, like a single mom, and so, I think you're very brave to be going through those kind of things by yourself, because that's not easy. Well, what kind of strategies, or like how do you deal with your daughter whenever she's bothering you?
Well, I try like putting her in timeout, or telling her to just be quiet, but it doesn't ever work. She just like comes right back out of timeout and is like bothering me again, or she just ignores me when I tell her to be quiet, or I tell her to go play or go watch TV. I guess maybe she's bored, or
yeah. Well, what are some times that you do spend with your daughter that are more like positive?
We like to go on walks together sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's great. So, maybe if before you cook dinner and you get home, if you go on a walk with her, something y'all enjoy doing, that y'all could go on a walk and she can tell you about her day, and, y'all can kind of get your time during that time, so she feels, that she's getting that time with you, and she wouldn't need to bother you while you're cooking and cleaning and stuff.
Yeah, and I'm just so tired at work because I have to do all this stuff at home, and there's nobody else to help me, and then I go to work and I'm really tired. And
yeah, so you think that your home life is affecting your work?
Yeah, like I'm afraid I'm gonna get fired because I'm like falling asleep at work.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, how's your work environment been overall?
Well, my boss is like, he's really mean, and he yells at me and stuff because I can't get stuff turned in on time because I'm too tired to pay attention to things, and so it's really harsh and chaotic.
Yeah, that sounds tough. It seems like your daughter and y'all's relationship at home is tough, and just all the things that you have to go through with the cooking and the cleaning and all of that stuff. And then, the late nights and just all the overwhelming stress is kind of getting, to have a negative effect on y'all's relationship, and then that stress is translating into your work, because you're tired. And so, it's just tough. And so, how do you feel like, maybe your work as well, the stress that you have at work is affecting your home life?
Yeah, I feel like it probably does. My boss, he has like a stay-at-home wife who takes care of his kids, so he doesn't really understand at all like what I'm going through.
Yeah.
With Beth at home.
So she doesn't understand. So how are some ways that you feel that you can, kind of be more positive, to have, to be positive and have success in your role as a mom and your role as, in your career?
I guess maybe I could work on time management skills and just, like you said, making time for Beth before I have to do housework.
Yeah.
Or my sister lives really close, maybe she could come by sometime and she could watch Beth while I catch up on laundry and, vacuuming and things like that.
Yeah, and even, Beth is 7, so now you can start to give Beth different tasks. So, while you're cooking, maybe Beth can be doing folding towels, so that gives her something to do, and it makes her feel like she's, being a part of your life, if she's folding towels for mommy.
Yeah, I guess if she was less bored, if she had like a chore to do, she'd probably be less irritating, because she wouldn't be looking to me for entertainment all the time. She would have something to go and do in her room.
Exactly. So, so if you have more success at home, and you feel like you're being a good mom, and you and Beth have a good relationship, and you have the housework done, and then, at work, you're not as tired because, Beth helped you, or you had that time, just for two of y'all. So then when you're at work, you'll be able to kind of be more mindful of what you're doing, and you won't have that stress that you're thinking about what you have to do at home because it's done.
Yeah, I think I could definitely try that. That's something that I could definitely try to work on, is, having that work-life balance. I think that's really, really important for somebody, especially somebody who's a single mom.
Yeah. So I like to think, Donald Stump, he was a theorist, who I love and really admire his work. And he did say, if you're successful in a role, the mom role, and then it will translate, and you'll be successful in your worker role.
Oh,
and
yeah?
so all of those roles kind of intertwine, and success in one is success in the other. And so it kind of just like motivates you and that kind of stuff. So it's exciting. So if you can change, one role, then that will kind of translate to your next role. And then,
yeah, I can see that. If I was really happy at home, then I'm going to be more happy at my job. And if I'm happy at my job, I'm going to be more happy at home.
Exactly. Well, I feel like we've done a lot of great work.
Yeah. I think
so this is, I really hope that you feel comfortable and that you come back and see me and kind of explore those different ideas that we have talked about in this session.